Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. This is going to be a video on a perfume that I think is absolutely wonderful for this time of year, which is the early summer, springtime. It's good any time of year, very versatile, but I think it's especially so if you're the kind of person who likes to play it by the seasons. It is Sisley Eau de 2. To me, the name is kind of strange because even when I'm trying to translate it to French, what does it mean? Water of the two. It came in a series of 3 back in 2009. That's what Fragrantica says. And I actually do remember smelling these in store when they first came out. And this is the one that I always gravitated towards. I think this one and the Eau de 1. This perfume, I'm going to give it a spritz. Like all Sisley perfumes, the atomizer is very delicate and refined. Oh my god, it's such a good perfume. I would describe this straight up as a very sophisticated green shampoo-y kind of scent. The note breakdown is in the top bergamot, basil, and cardamom. In the mid you have aquatic iris, Egyptian jasmine, and cyclamen, and then rose. In the base, there's patchouli, cedar, vetiver, and sandalwood. And I think the prompt from Sisley included that it dries down to a chypre, a typical chypre base. So, as far as notes go, in the top, oh, and they also, if you look on Fragrantica, you can read this yourself, they seem to really emphasize green for the opening, and I absolutely agree. Very, very green, not vegetal green, but a spicy herbal green, but done in a very bright and uplifting way. Not so much dark and earthy. It's very bright and uplifting. This perfume does a very nice balance of sort of traditional, appealing to traditional chypre ways while being more streamlined. And I would definitely say that the thread through this perfume, it does have a bit of a aspect that reminds me something like Paloma Picasso. I get a bit of like a Paloma Picasso chypre smell through this perfume, but it's more, like I said, modernized, soft. Some people might even say like a little bit smooth, a little bit more youthful. So it has those qualities while being a little bit more like understated and refined in the way chypres can be. So yeah, the top, green, I don't really get, maybe sort of, I get a citrusiness. I don't know if it's bergamot. Cardamom, you know, I love cardamom, and I don't get outright cardamom, but I do get a kick from it, a spicy kick, if anything, and more greenness from the cardamom. Because cardamom can be a little bit nutty and maybe creamy, a little bit sweet sometimes. I don't get anything like that at all. In the mid, with the florals that they mention, I don't get iris, jasmine, rose, really. I get like a floral accord in the mid. I saw another review of this perfume, I think, from the Canadian beauty blog, Henna, and she sort of described it the same way, floral, general floralcy. I think, though, I might get, if anything, the cyclamen, which is more of like a cooling and light floral. And you can see it in perfumes like L'Eau de Sisley, La Tulipe, Herba Fresca, Penhaligon's Bluebell. It's a very light and airy, gentle kind of floral. So almost kind of skewing towards a little bit green as well, the way it's sort of like a hyacinth type of floral, which is an excellent choice for this kind of perfume that is watery, green, fresh, maybe a little bit spicy. So cyclamen is what I get in the mid. And then in the base, there's the patchouli, cedar, vetiver, sandalwood. I don't know if I get any of those particular notes individually, but I do get, like I said, that chypre quality in the base, and it does maintain the top a bit as you go through this perfume. I would say there's a pretty decent basil note in this perfume, which I am crazy about. I love basil. So that is how the perfume wears for me. Like I said, it's very like shower fresh, shampooey, but a very upscale type of shampoo or shower gel. It's just like the best possible thing you could, emulate, in my opinion. That's what I sort of strive to smell like most of the time. What else can I say about this perfume? Oh, by the way, I think it is discontinued. However, Sisley released a new line of perfumes. I think there were like 6 of them. I don't know if all of them are even around anymore. They came out in, I think, 2023. But one of them does remain that I know of. That is, let me look it up here, L'Eau d'Alma. And I think that is basically this perfume rebottled. And it lists the perfumer for that as Bernard Elena, who it turns out is the brother of Jean-Claude Elena. And this style of perfume I can see very much being adjacent to Jean-Claude Elena, stylistically. And I have smelled L'Eau d'Alma. I've smelled it several times, and it does smell a lot like this. I can't remember if it's identical, but if you like this one, you'll like that one. And while we're comparing perfumes to this, other perfumes that it seems to be compared to on Fragrantica are Chanel Paris Deauville, this one right here. I agree that they are very similar. That one, to me, the basil note is stronger. It has more of a warm, sunny feeling, where this is more like cooling. I could see this being a good perfume to refresh yourself if you're very hot. Paris Deauville, maybe you do the same thing, but I would reach for this more than that one if I wanted to feel cooled down. It's also compared to Weekend in Normandy, which is very similar to Paris Deauville. That one, I do agree, it smells similar to that one. That one is a bit more, I think, aquatic than Paris Deauville. By the way, that perfume is, it had been discontinued in the recent past, but I checked on the website and it seems to have been re-released, Weekend in Normandy. So if you like that perfume, go and get yourself a bottle of that. I think I will very soon. I don't know if I can help myself, especially, going through the period of time where I thought it was gone and I could not find it anywhere on the resale market. Another perfume that it's compared to, I think this is a pretty decent comparison, is Synthetic Jungle from, what's it called? Frederic Malle. I definitely believe it is similar. That one, though, to me, I don't pick up a basil note, but it has that really beautiful green, watery shampooiness. This one is more spicy, maybe a little bit more dry, though, than Synthetic Jungle. And maybe with Synthetic Jungle, the florals come out more. The florals in Eau de 2, kind of not so much there, honestly. It's really just green, woody, spicy, a little bit watery. The other one, I think this is a very strong yes to that they are similar, is Eau de Rochas. Let me give this a whiff. So these are very similar, these two perfumes. And I think what really brings them together, I was reading the reviews for Eau de Rochas, and somebody mentioned that this perfume, Eau de Rochas, has a strong usage of the perfumery material called anethole, which is a licorice basil material. And I think I actually did order myself some anethole off of Amazon. You can get it in a few other places, but I ordered it last night actually. And I want to get my nose on that and see if it's true. Maybe that's what is bringing these two perfumes together, and maybe even Paris Deauville. So yes, if you do like Eau de 2, I think you definitely would like this perfume. Eau de Rochas to me though is a lot drier, and to me it's like the sea spray as far as water goes, the dried sea spray, not lake, not pond, the ocean. And it's very solar to me. And the florals in Eau de Rochas, I don't get any, to be honest. Just like with this one, I barely get florals. Then there is, I don't think I saw this compared to it on Fragrantica. This is Ramon Monegal 10 Fresh Notes. I think it's the same situation with this perfume. I think that this has that anethol in it. Very good perfume. If you love herbal, green, basil, definitely check out 10 Fresh Notes from Ramon Monegal. And then what else is there? Lime, basil, and mandarin. I think that that is somewhat similar. That one is more fruity and more citrusy. You can get a clear mandarin in that one. That's Joe Malone, lime, basil, and mandarin. Mandarin basilic from Guerlain, kind of similar, very much more fruity though, as well. But it's a similar-ish vibe. This is more sophisticated, in my opinion. And then there's a comparison to Eau Dynamisante from Clarins that I saw. Definitely similar. This one is more modern to me, though. I love that one a lot. It would be hard to choose one over the other, but this one to me is more appealing to like a more modern sensibility. This is kind of like a Y2K version of that. I would maybe say that. And then a literal dupe is this that I have this here. This is I got a perfume oil version of Eau de 2 off of Generic Perfumes, which is a Kuwaiti oil dupe house. This is an A+ grade version of the oil. And this is, I got this by the way, you can see in 2022. It still smells amazing, and it smells so much like Eau de 2. It might even be identical. So if you like this perfume, you might consider getting an oil like me and layering it. I combine this with perfumer's alcohol to make it into a spray to layer with this perfume if I wanted to. And that kind of goes into the next topic concerning this perfume, which is the longevity, the wear. I was surprised reading reviews on Fragrantica because quite a few of the reviews mention that this is a pretty solidly wearing perfume in terms of how many hours it lasts. For me, I get a very mild to moderate wear out of this, and that's me being generous. I don't find it to be a strong perfume. I think the Canadian Beauty blog, I think she said in her review that it was a very strong perfume. I wish I got that from this perfume. Maybe I'm going nose blind to it, I'm not sure, but it's pretty mild to me. And then, so that's the wear, the projection and everything. It, to me, wears closer to the skin, which is what you want with this kind of perfume because, as I said earlier, it's sophisticated, it's elegant. By the way, it's elegant and not stuffy at the same time, which is hard to achieve in a lot of perfumes out there. This manages to do that. It's elegant yet not stuffy. It's mature yet not crotchety and maybe like elderly and grumpy. It's also youthful at the same time. It accomplishes so much, and it would make a great signature scent for anybody. It's completely unisex. If you're going by those kinds of standards, to me it's completely unisex. No sweetness at all, which I really do appreciate. They're very office friendly. And then I would also say with uniqueness, it's definitely unique, especially considering today's standards of perfume, where there's a lot of vanilla, floral ambers, praline and vanilla and sweetness seems to penetrate almost every new release, and this is so much of the opposite. It's nothing like that. And for that reason, I would say it is unique. If we were back in maybe 2001, it would be less unique because it does have some of that Y2K, Fruit de Jour Arrow vibes to it. But right now it's unique. It's timeless as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, it's kind of like a traditional Chypre, but not at the same time. It's, contemporary more so than something like Sisley's Eau du Soir or the Paloma Picasso that I mentioned earlier, Knowing from Estee Lauder. It's more contemporary maybe than those other ones. So those are my thoughts on this perfume. It's absolutely amazing, like I told you earlier, and definitely check it out if you do like green and herbal fragrances. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any thoughts, please let me know. Sorry that this turned out to be a long video, but I am passionate about Eau de 2, as you can see. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later.